Hey folks, the other day I released a video about the letter, the social media post the former mayor of Colorado City, Texas released. In particular, I talked about his notion that nobody owes you nothing. Today I want to talk about leadership. In particular, I want to talk about what biblical leadership looks like. The Bible is really clear. If you're reading it and you read the stories that are in it and you read about those people that God calls to be leaders, the good ones, the ones who are successful, the ones who are seen to be godly, they all have a very, very similar trait about them. First and foremost, they're shepherds. They lead their people as a shepherd leads their flock. They lead their people as a shepherd leads their flock. They take their flock to water, to green pastures. They take them to places of safety. When predators do come, when dangers do appear, the shepherd stands between the flock and the predator. They stand between the flock and the danger. The shepherd does this out of their love for the flock. Their desire to see the flock prosperous, to see the flock become abundant, and to see them thrive. These are the marks of every good leader in the Bible. Every single one. So in Texas, during this time of crisis, we also see leadership. We see successful leadership. We see community leadership that is built around the people, built around the flock. And then we see leadership that is built around the leader. On a high level, we see examples of leaders, elected officials from out of state, who've rallied their constituents and in an effort to raise money, raised over $1 million. As of recording this video, raised over $1 million to send to people in Texas who need help. We also see a non-elected official rally his supporters, have his supporters create a communication network that, as of the recording of this video, has contacted some 700,000 Texans to see how they're doing, to see if there's anything that they need, to make sure that they're safe, to make sure that they have access to their needs. At the community level, we are hearing story after story after story of Democrat, Republican, left, right, community members getting together to take care of their neighbors, to take care of their friends, to take care of the strangers that live around them, to make sure that they're safe, to make sure that they have access to a hot meal, to help them get from place to place when they need to go, to get them to and from warming centers, places where they can do things as simple as charging their cell phone. These are all amazing, wonderful, exemplary examples of shepherd leadership in action in our world. People who are offering themselves to their communities for the benefit of their communities. People who are using their means to help those around them. People who are putting the flock first. People who are willing to stand between danger and the flock. But then we also see those examples of failed leadership. The mayor from Colorado City, the former mayor of Colorado City, is a great example. But we also see another elected official who decided that in the middle of this crisis, when Texas was being hit by the nastiest polar vortex in history, at least in our recorded history, decide this was the best time to take a vacation at a Mexican resort. Now, to his credit, he came back the next day. But it's still an example of someone putting themselves ahead of the flock. You and I should strive to be biblical leaders. We should strive to be leaders of faith. We should strive to be leaders who are reminiscent of those shepherds from our stories, We should strive to be leaders who put people first, who take care of the needs of the flock first, who stand between the bear and the flock, the wolf and the flock, who are willing to put themselves in harm's way to make sure that their people are out of danger, that they're safe, that they're taken care of. And you and I should look to support those shepherd leaders who exemplify what it means to sacrifice themselves for the betterment of their community, to give up what they have, to give up their comforts, to give up their time, not to enrich themselves off being our leader, but to help us thrive. May the Lord bless you, may the Lord keep you, may the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you, and may you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that you will support those kinds of leaders, but I pray especially that you will be those kinds of leaders, that you will be a shepherd to those who are entrusted to you. Amen.